What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Libra sun sign friends. If you were born between the dates of September 23rd and October 22nd, then you are a Libra sun sign, and this reading is for you. In today's video we're going to be doing a spread for the look at the month ahead for the month of July for all my librarian friends. And this is going to be a spread that takes a look at the past, present, and future energies that you're taking with you, what to hold on to in the next month, let go of, obstacles you're going to face, lessons you're going to learn. It's going to be a very informative spread to take with you into the next month as we move into July. And I'm going to be using the Super 8-Bit Tarot. This is a lovely tarot deck that's based in like 80s video game culture. It's a light-hearted deck, but it still, it doesn't really pack punches. It packs a punch, but it doesn't hold back punches is what it does. Okay, so if you want to see more about this deck, I have a video in my collection. You guys can go check that out. I did a deck review. But I would appreciate it if you give me a moment to center myself and ask the tarot cards the question, what can Libra sun signs expect in the month of March? Alright, that should do it. And we will deal them out. Alright, and while we're at it, we'll also take a look at the Nature's Whispers Oracle deck. And we'll ask this deck the question, what do Libra sun signs need to know? What message do you have Libra sun signs for the month of July? Alright, and we'll save that card for the very end. Alright, taking a look at this spread, the first thing I'm noticing is Major Arcana. We've got 4 of them, big ones here. And yeah, that's telling me right off the bat that there's kind of some big things happening in the lives of Libras. You're going through a big, not necessarily changes, but big events in your life are occurring around you, some of which you may not have control over. So yeah, let's get into it one by one, and we'll see what this spread is saying. The first thing we're going to look at is the energies of last month, and that is the month of June. And we have the Two of Wands. I get the feeling that June was a time for new opportunities, new doors to open, and setting your sights on the future. I'm not getting the sense of like a grinding sort of situation that happened in June, or I'm getting the feeling that June was a time to set your sights on new opportunities and do the action that will facilitate your dreams coming true. Those first few steps of a plan is the sense I'm getting from June. Now remember, this is an overall reading. It's not going to apply to everyone. Some things may apply, but take what you want. But yes, for the most part, I get the sense that a lot of Libras, we're starting something new in June, or putting the work, putting the motion, putting the effort into getting something started in the month of June, something new perhaps, and setting your sights on the future, on the horizon. Maybe some of you were looking back to look to the future. Is kind of another feeling I'm getting right now. Is looking back on the past to figure out what you want to do for the future. Is the kind of a vibe I'm getting from this card at this time. But I get the feeling of optimism and hope and some positivity in the month of June. Okay, so that's where we're coming from. Now we're going to talk about the present energies, which is what this card here represents, and we've got the Hermit, a Major Arcana. I'm getting the feeling that right now is a time for a little bit of soul searching, a little bit of interior introspection from the Libras around. Yeah, maybe you're second guessing yourselves, or maybe you're not quite ready to really blast the doors open of that new project or that new experience or that new opportunity that you started in June, and you're kind of searching inside for answers, and you're maybe staying away from people a little bit and being a little bit more reclusive right now, and trying to figure things out, trying to it's not like Libras to spend a lot of time alone. I mean, that's a stereotypical generalization. It's not going to apply to everybody, but for the most part, I get the sense that Libras are kind of, friendly people. So having the Hermit card here kind of suggests a change of pace for a lot of you, and you're just feeling a little bit more introspective than usual, and you kind of want to be a little bit alone to gather your thoughts and think about where you're headed and where you're going. So I don't see this as a negative thing. In fact, I see the Hermit as a very positive thing. It's a way to get answers. Only by turning inward can we get the answers to the questions that otherwise we would never find the answers to. So this is a very good card. It's a card of introspection. It's a card of kind of solitude, but solitude with a purpose in order to find yourself is the feeling I'm getting from right now. So let's move towards the energies of next month. This is the month of July, and we've got the Hierophant. I'm getting the feeling that two things here. For some of you, July is going to be a very spiritual month where you kind of tap into the energies of the etheric realms, of the higher dimensions, and you kind of grow your spirituality. And it's going to be a time for you to study, to learn, and to grow your awareness and your consciousness in a way that facilitates understanding of the higher dimensions and the other realms that we can't perceive with our five senses. So I get the sense that for a lot of you, July is going to be a spiritual time. For others, especially those who aren't as spiritual, I get the feeling that this may have to do with order. This may have to do with the status quo, tradition, and maybe sticking to tradition and sticking to the norms. So yeah, I'm getting two kind of wildly different feelings from this card. Take which one you think applies to you and see how it applies to your life. But yeah, I'm getting the sense that if you're not very spiritual and you don't feel that spiritual growth coming on, then yes, this could apply to you in the way that you're kind of sticking to the rules. And you're being forced to stick to the rules. Maybe you don't like it, maybe you do, but sticking to the rules is something that you may be forced to do in the month of July. I know that's two wildly contrasting things, but I think it's going to apply to one of the others. Probably going to apply to you, possibly. So see which one you feel coming on, and see how it fits on you, basically. Okay, this card over here represents what you should hold on to in the month of July, and we've got the Knight of Coins. This card is asking you to set your sights on the future in the month of July, but do it in a slow, methodical way. There's no rush in the month of July. Nothing, is happening quickly. I'm not getting the sense, nothing needs to happen quickly right now. I'm getting the feeling that, you can take your time and do things right and make sure you're looking at all the angles and managing your resources in a very efficient way. So yeah, as far as acquiring your goals, I think this month is going to be a time to get your ducks in order, make sure everything's in line before you make any drastic actions. Really think things out, plan things out pragmatically, and then you take the actions needed to accomplish those things. But there's no rush, there's no hurry, and just do it very carefully, so that you don't make as many mistakes as you might otherwise make if you're just rushing into a situation. And so kind of apply that to all aspects of your life, and I think you'll find that July is going to be a more laid-back month, is the sense I'm getting right now. But who knows, we'll see. This card here represents your biggest hurdles, your biggest struggles that you're likely to encounter in the month of July. We've got Justice. Legal matters? Not necessarily legal matters, but anything having to do with laws or restrictions, I'm getting the feeling is going to kind of be an imposition on you. I think the Justice card and the Hierophant card here kind of go hand in hand in the month of July. When you see Justice and Hierophant, you really get the sense of laws and restrictions, and I'm getting the feeling that there's going to be some sort of rules imposed on you that you're not quite agreeing with in the month of July, and it's going to kind of grate on you. It's going to kind of challenge you to step outside of them. And, I think I get the feeling that society or whoever is imposing these rules is going to be pretty strict about it, and they're not going to want you to step outside the line. But I think, maybe this could have to do with religion if you're a religious person, but it could also have to do with legal matters. But for the most part, I'm getting the feeling that, there's going to be rules and regulations that you don't like. And maybe this could be at your job or your school. I guess most of you are probably out of school, but this could be anywhere, really. And it's, like I said, it's a general overall reading, so it's going to apply to everyone in a different way. But how does rules and regulations apply to you, and how might they challenge you in the month of July? I feel like that's going to be an issue that you guys need to encounter and solve in order to have a fruitful month. So yeah, be wary of that. This could also represent karma evening out, and maybe some of you are going to experience some negative karma as a result of some negative things you've done in the past. And of course, that's always true, but maybe perhaps for some of you that will be an issue, and that negative karma might take the form of rules and regulations. Is sort of what I'm getting here, being imposed upon you. So watch out for that. Make sure you keep a positive outlook on things, and realize that this is just a test, and in order to not fail, you're gonna have to stay positive, basically. Okay, so that's gonna be your challenges in the month of July. Moving over here, we're gonna have what to let go of in the month of July. We've got the Death card. Ooh. Give me a second with this card. Okay, don't make any drastic changes as a result of your challenges. Okay, like I said, there might be some restrictions on you, and you might be feeling compelled to make a drastic change because of them. This card is warning you against that. Like I said over here with the Knight of Coins, this is not a time for drastic measures. This is a time in the month of July to be pragmatic, to be methodical, to take things slowly, so you don't make any drastic maneuvers. Okay, so the Death card here is warning you to not make any drastic changes. Yes, you're going to feel impositions. Yes, you're going to feel some pushback from the outside world, but take it in stride. Take it slowly. There's no rush on anything, so don't make any rash maneuvers, rash decisions based on these restrictions that you're feeling. So yeah, drastic changes. This is not the time for drastic change in the month of July. Is basically what I'm trying to get to at the root of my point here, which is a long one, I know. But yeah, I'm trying to get to that point where change is always a good thing. But in the month of July, let's just try not to do anything drastic that you might regret later. Okay. This card here represents the people around you. This is in the month of July. This is the major energy for the people around you. Of course, individuals are going to be different, but as a whole, the people around you, we have the Page of Wands. Okay. I'm getting the sense that the people around you might be a little bit immature. They're going to want you to go do some rash things. And I think I'm getting the feeling that there might be a negative influence on you this month as a whole. They're just trying to... right now the sense I'm getting from the Page of Wands is, imagine when you were a kid and you had that one friend who was kind of a bad influence, who always wanted to go do something that they shouldn't be doing, and you would try to convince you to do that, and then you would go do that even though you shouldn't do that, and then you get in trouble, and you're like, why did I do that? And then your mom says, well, that's a bad influence, you shouldn't hang around that person, and then you're like, well, I'm going to hang around him more because you just told me not to, and then you get into even more issues. That's the feeling I'm getting right now with the Page of Wands. I think your friends are going to be a little bit of negative influence on you when at a time when you're meant in the month of July, when you're meant to take things kind of slowly. I think the people around you are going to be more adventurous and more go get them and more action oriented, and I guess that kind of goes against with the what the cards are telling you to focus on in the month of July. So yes, if you feel the push or the pull from the people in your life to do something that you're really not feeling is the right course of action, you cannot succumb to that. Protect your energy. Don't allow them to influence you in a negative way if you're feeling a negative influence, because they're not on the same page as you, and they want to go out and do some things. It's not malicious. They're not trying to hurt you. It's just that energies contrasting are going to clash and it cause some problems. So if you feel that their energy is a little bit different than yours, then just spend some time with the hermit phase. It's okay to go inward. You don't have to please everybody, Libra friends. And so do what's best for you, and I think you'll be better off. Okay, this last card here represents the biggest lesson you're likely to learn in the month of July, and we have another major arcana, the Chariot. Wow, big things happening for Libras. Aha, okay, this card is telling me that the lesson that you're likely to learn in July is that in order to progress and move forward, Libra friends, you're going to have to take all your faculties. You're going to have to bring with you all the things that you've learned and all the things that you've acquired and all the knowledge you have, and you have to put that all together in order to move forward. You can't move forward if you're missing one of those aspects, okay? So I think this month is a time for you to gather yourself together to get ready for that major push, right? Last month you had a new idea and you had like the early steps of a new thing. Now you're kind of going inward, but and July is a time to get things in order. But I'm getting the feeling that, in August and beyond, that is going to be the time for you guys to really get things in motion, get the wheels churning on your dreams and your goals and your aspirations. But you can't do that before you get all your ducks in a row. So line them all up this month and be sure that you're setting yourself up to take a whole body approach, a mind, body, soul approach to acquiring your dreams, so that you can move forward with a well-rounded persona. Okay, so that's what this card is asking you, or telling you, or suggesting to you that your major lesson might be. So now that we've seen all the cards as a whole, let's take a look at what this spread is saying as a whole. Yeah, like I said, I see a definite progression here from starting a new idea or a new project or a new venture, or whatever that new energy is that probably got started in June, or maybe even before June. But June was the time to lay the groundwork, the foundation, to really start dreaming about it. But you're now moving into a time for introspection and kind of questioning, which is okay. I mean, I think that's a great thing. Actually, you're going to learn some stuff about yourself, and that's what's to not like about that. Yes, it might slow your progress. You might see it as a bump in the road of having to go inward, but I assure you it's going to be very beneficial. So don't shy away from it. Go look at yourself. Go look at your inside motives and motivations and see what you really want, so that as you move into July, you can raise your spirituality for a lot of you. But a lot of others of you are going to feel some impositions from society. It's probably going to be a combination of both, actually. Now that I really think about it, I think you're going to grow spiritually, but you're still going to have that. The more you grow spiritually, the more obstacles you face from society, because they don't want you to grow spiritually. They want you to stay in that little box that society has created for us. Okay, so yes, I see some turmoil coming on the horizon, but nothing you can't handle. The suggestion from this spread is to take things slowly. Don't rush anything. Make sure that you're going at a pace that's going to allow you to not make many mistakes as far as achieving your goals, and make sure everything's sorted. Make sure your resources are in line. Make sure you have everything you need to move forward, because the time to move forward will come. It's just not going to come in the next month, is the sense I'm getting. You're going to face some obstacles as your spirituality grows. You're going to get more inundated with rules and laws and regulations and stipulations, and the church and the state is going to try to keep you in that box, in that bubble that makes a good worker be. But your spirituality is telling you to do the opposite, right? It's telling you to get out of that box. But so as you move out of that box, society is going to try to hold you back down. Fight it, but don't really fight it. By fight it, I mean don't make drastic changes. Take it slowly. There's no rush. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And so don't make any drastic changes in the month of July that will, horribly change your life, because now's not the time for that. Now's the time for getting things situated and prepared for the big push that's coming soon. The people around you are going to be on a different wavelength. I'm getting the sense that they're going to be on a whole different level, and they're going to try to get you to do things that are not in alignment with your goals this month. So if you do feel that happening, just get yourself out of the situation. It's okay to say no to people. I don't want to do this. I don't want to spend time with you now. And it's not about them. It's about you. And you need to protect your energy from others, because it's very precious, and you're getting ready for something big. All these major arcana are telling me that something big is about to happen for you guys, and you're going to make it happen. But you're not going to make it happen if you get pulled away from your path by the people in your life, okay? And of course, the biggest lesson here is that this change is coming. Something big is going to happen for you guys, but you need to get everything in order before it can happen. It's never going to happen if you're not 100% ready. Spirit's not going to push you in the towards the next big step if you don't have everything ready to go. So make sure you're approaching life from a well balance. You're using your intellect, your intuition, your emotions, and your resources effectively to move forward, rather than a combination of not all four. You know what I mean? Okay, so that is the spread. Let's take a look at the Nature's Whispers Oracle and see what message it has for you in the month of July. And it is ideal course of action. Oh, I love how it all fits together. This card is telling me that in order to move forward, you have to have a clear vision. You have to have a clear path laid out for you, and you have to think of the ideal course of action. So like I told you, this is just confirming what the tarot has just said. Make sure that you have a path lined out before you can get on your chariot and ride, okay? Make sure that you know what needs to happen, you know where you're going, so that you're not just floundering around out there, you know what I mean? So you have a course of action that you know you're going to be taking, and if you do have that plan, then you're never going to, you might at some points veer, but you're never going to drastically veer off course, basically. So yes, this card is telling me to make sure that you spend some time, now that you're in this hermit phase, spend some time thinking about the course that you're about to take, and what you're going to need on that course. And like, imagine you're planning a trip across the Oregon Trail. Okay, you need to have all your supplies ready to go and your plans ready. Am I going to ford the river? Am I gonna, you know what I mean? Shout outs to my 80s kids. Anyway, I think I made my point. So yes, have a plan of attack so that you don't stray from that path. Okay. All right, I hope you guys got something out of that. Remember, if you want a personalized reading just for you, then head on over to my Etsy shop. I'll put a link in the card, and there's a bunch of spreads you can choose from over there, including this one if you want a more personalized reading for you where I tap into your specific energies. I'd appreciate if you go check that out. Also, if you like this video, please consider giving it a like so that it lets me know that I've done something right and you enjoyed this video and I'm not just preaching to the choir out here. If you have anything to say, please consider leaving a comment, a question, anything you want to say about it. It's fine with me. I love reading your comments. It really helps me out a lot as well. And be sure, if you really like this video, that you subscribe for more videos, because I release these things pretty regularly. Okay, guys? I really appreciate you guys tuning in for these videos, and I hope you got something out of it. So leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.